Okay, we're going to be doing a how-to video of replacing your muzzle brake using the Precision Armaments Accu-washer system, and we're also going to be replacing a factory A2 birdcage with a Precision Armament M4-72 severe duty muzzle brake. Some of the tools that you're going to be needing is really just one tool, and that's going to be a 3/4 inch wrench. You may have an AR-15 tool that has something like that on it just for getting off the muzzle device, and other than that you will not need any other tools. One thing you do need to be aware of before doing this is that if you have a pinned muzzle brake, if you have a barrel that is under 16 inches, you have a pinned muzzle brake on there, or you're in a state where you have a pinned muzzle brake, you would need to remove the pin before you can do anything else, before you can remove that muzzle brake. So know your system, go ahead and check that out. Some of them you won't even notice it, so I mean you may need to do a little bit of research on it if your brake would be pinned or not. So other than that, this is going to be a straightforward replacement. It's very simple. The Accu-washer system is extremely easy to use and takes a lot of the pain out of replacing a muzzle device. You're not having to put so much weight into the crush washer, which is sometimes a nightmare. Sometimes you got to go all the way around because you can't just back it up because then it's loose. Okay everyone, let's get into some facts about this. This is a very easy system to use. The directions are extremely straightforward. It's pretty hard to not understand it, but I want to make sure everybody's clear about it, so I'm going to do this video for it. Right off the bat, everyone's going to ask, do they come in black? They don't come in black because to do proper coating for a company like Precision Armament, they want the best of everything. To do proper coating on this is just not feasible financially. I mean, and it would put the cost of the actual washer system so high that it's not, a lot of people aren't going to be interested in it, and it really is a great washer system. So what I've done is I marked the washer that I know I'm going to use because I tried this out already, black, and then I also marked another washer. The washer I put the lines on is also called shim number 18. It is, for all intents and purposes, the reference washer. So you're going to use washer number 18, which is the largest washer in the kit, to find out where the timing needs to be, and you can add so many degrees by applying the correct washer. Another fact is that you are never going to have a need for two washers on here at once. You're only going to need one washer for one barrel. So you can time 6, 7, 8. The system's rated for 9 different rifles with this system. I mean, most of the time you're not going to get 2 rifles that are identical. And the only time you would need to get replenishments, which Precision Armament does sell, is if perhaps you used shim number 18 right off the bat, which is also your reference washer. So other than that, we're going to go ahead and get started. I've already broke this A2 loose off of here because I wanted the video to be primarily about the washer system. You should be using a vise with the proper grips inside of it and jaws or whatever to get the muzzle brake off. They can be kind of tight originally. So we'll get this off and we'll get the crush washer off. Make sure our threads are clean, no obstructions on there. Go ahead and take the time to wipe that down a little bit. We're going to take our reference shim, or shim number 18, the largest shim in here. This shim, all of these shims are marked with a series of notches. I'll go ahead and show you this one. It's the largest one. This one, shim number 18, see if we can get into focus, has 3 large notches and 3 small notches, 3 skinny notches to be proper. That's the largest one. Inside of your instructions right here, you're going to have all of the shims labeled in here with the degrees that they're going to add to after you've ran shim number 18. So we're going to go ahead and put shim number 18 onto the barrel now. We'll go ahead and see where it times with our new Precision Armament M4-72. Get this all the way on there, hand tight. So hand tight for this one. Now there is a top and bottom of these muzzle brakes, Precision Armament M4-72. The top has a PA for Precision Armament. The bottom has the M4-72 and the caliber that the threads that the brake is rated for. So holding this barrel, I have it off a rifle right now because I'm also doing an upper receiver for it. I can see that the top is over here in what I'd call the 3 o'clock position. So if you're doing this off of degrees, you're adding degrees to it. It's not going to be, oh, it's 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, or I need a quarter or 50 cents of it, you know. This is actually going to be degrees. So you would have 0 being right here. A 90-degree turn would be a quarter of the way down right here at the 3 o'clock position. So we're already past 90 degrees. So we're going to start from there. So we're going to start from here. Just basically, I need 180 degrees coming this way to get it on the other side of the barrel, plus an additional 90 degrees to get it up, which is going to put me right around 280 or something right there. I'm not a mathematician or anything, so we'll go ahead and look at our chart. And that tells me that I need a shim number 5, which is the shim with one single line in it. So I'm going to go ahead and use the shim with the one single line in it and go ahead and see where that times out. So we'll go ahead and take this back off. We'll remove our shim number 18. Put that back aside, and I marked that so that way I can find it easily when I'm doing other rifles as well. So I believe I have this one sitting off to the side over here. I painted it black myself just because I'm kind of anal about stuff like that. Now when you are mounting these, you are going to want to go ahead and probably put the notch on the bottom side of the barrel just so you never have to see it or look at it. We'll go ahead and slide this on and see where it sets us at and see if we need to use a different shim or not. Now another note is that you preferably want the brake to stop about 15 to 20 degrees before the actual 0 point on the top of the barrel, or 12 o'clock. And the reason you want that is you want to be able to tighten it on here. So right now, looking at this one, it is almost perfect to 12 o'clock. But the problem is that it's only hand tight, and I'm not comfortable with hand tight. So I'm not going to use that. I'm going to take it down, and I'm going to use a shim that's going to back it up just a little bit. These shims have an additional, after they've been hit to hand tight, 10 to 30 degrees that you can turn them to get them properly tight and mounted onto the barrel. So you don't want it to be past your 12 o'clock point. You want it to be just a little bit before. About 15 degrees is going to be a good amount of torque to get that to be 12 o'clock and stay on your barrel nice and tight. Alright, so now that we're going to take this shim off, it was a little too small. We're going to go with the next size up for me. I've already blacked this one out too. Go ahead and retighten this on here and see where we sit at. Alright, perfect. So this 12 o'clock is right here on the top of my barrel, and I'm about that 15 degrees back right there, maybe slightly less, but just enough to where I can't hand tighten it the rest of the way, so I'm going to have to go ahead and get it locked up and chucked up into the vise and tighten it the rest of the way to my 12 o'clock. Now, the tool that you're going to want to use to tighten and remove the muzzle brakes is a 3/4 inch wrench. It's the proper size to do it. It's not going to mar up your barrel or anything. If you want, you can put a little bit of blue painter's tape on there, and it'll keep it nice and clean as well. So, all right, that's how you're going to run this system. And as you can see, we still have plenty of washers left. So I mean, each one of these is essentially a different barrel you could be timing with this system. So I mean, when you're buying this system, it's just over $20. I mean, you're getting a lot for it. You're getting the ability to possibly do 9 rifles in there and still have a couple left over. So hopefully this helps you guys in using and timing your own muzzle brakes. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one.